We went to a high school for Georgia when Georgia was looking at high schools, and seemed cool. And then all of a sudden, one of the mom raises her hand and she goes, "Hey, is it true that you make the children of color stand on chairs and make the white children sit on the ground?
What?
And they can yell assault, they can yell at them."
No.
And the lady goes, "Yeah, that is true."
Wait, what?
"And is it true you do it to the boys? The boys sit down and the girls can yell horrific things at them." This is true. This is 100% true. And so that's where that line gets blurry. Yeah, that's a school. That's a school in L.A. It's a school in L.A. They have the children of color stand on chairs and yell slurs at the white kids and
Black privilege.
And so that's where that line gets blurry. Look,
right. It's who what wisdom is behind this decision? What wisdom is behind this decision? Like, why would you impose such a radical idea?
It's people running scared. That's
but
it's not necessarily. It's like, why do you think that you're so much smarter than everyone else that you could do that? And that's going to equal equality. That's going to somehow equal equity. That's going to somehow balance it out.
Do they have a tail at the end saying this is why we're teaching this?
Yeah.
Even with a fucking tail at the end, like you're introducing conflict when you should be exciting unity. You know, you're supposed to be educating people, and you're making kids responsible for the sins of the past.
But also, I mean, like I look back at that, watching that abortion, and I remember I know for a fact I won't say the guy's name, but I was really good friends with the guy. Ended up in New York together, and I said that video really affected me. It really affected me in a way that I know for a fact I would never get an abortion.
What did Bill say?
And and my buddy was like, "That's funny. I've had 6. It didn't bother me at all." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "I've been a part of 6 abortions. That video did not affect me in the slightest." So I think it's one of those things. You're going to put a white kid on the floor and have people of color yell at that white kid, and he may see that as complete bullshit, and it may affect the one white kid where it lands. I don't know. I mean,
Dude,
maybe
when we were leaving LA, we had to check out schools because Ellis was getting ready to go into kindergarten, and the kindergartens in this area were like, "Yeah, you know, he'll sign a racism pledge." And I was like, "What?
To be?"
Like, yeah, hopefully. They're like, you know, like anti-race. And I was like, "He's 5." And they're like, "Yeah, we have all that."
Race.
I go, "He doesn't. What are you talking about? He's not even going to understand the concept of this shit. He just figured out colors. You're like, he doesn't know anything about this."
Now
shit.
you want him to apply it to skin?
Yeah,
but it's also
what
like
a great thing if 30 years later you get in trouble.
Zero racism in your household.
So
There's
zero in the household, and there's like the concept is even too rich for a child.
Yeah, they can't understand it.
Not only is it's like he's not going to be exposed to it from you. Like the fact that you impose one blanket way of approaching any social issue to all kids, like that, and then you're the one who gets to decide.
It's
kind of like
a
Pledge of
racism
Allegiance.
pledge.
I know. I also can't wait for that phone call. Like he was racist today, and he signed the document.
This should be well. Then, if we're going to do
went back on
that,
his
we should
pledge.
have all offenses aggression. Like all kids express aggression.
They do.
They all say mean things to each other. They're testing it out.
They don't even know what a pledge is.
Well, it's like it's part of learning how to communicate. It shouldn't be encouraged. It certainly should be admonished when kids step out of line. But that's how they learn how to talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know, and not saying this about racism because racism is 100% learned, but aggression is a real problem with kids.
That's true.
Like, that's a giant problem with kids.
See it with, like,
they bully each
kids.
other. Yes,
they're
they
like the
bully each
most.
other.
Yeah.
They don't understand consequences. And that is a big factor in why so many people are unhappy in life. There's so many people that I've met that got fucking bullied in high school. So they were tortured. They were tortured for years.
Yeah.
And that shit scars you. Even people that become like really ultimately successful.
Yeah.
And kids don't know they're doing it while they're doing it. They're doing it because it's a natural fucking primate behavior.
you all just pick on one kid and
they
you
don't know how
realize-
to regulate their emotions. You see it when they're really small because my boys fuck each other up and everybody and everything all the time.
I'm imagining.
You know, you're just always
Kicking
like,
at each other.
Oh, yes, they get frustrated, and then all of a sudden it's just like, bam, back of the head. And you're like, what are you doing? You can't do that. He's like, well, he took the thing out of my hand. You're like, yeah, you can't punch him in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah, there's a
like,
limit.
You know, you have to like talk them through emotions.
What I'm saying is that like encouraging aggression
Yeah, it's tough.
in defense of racism, right? So you're trying to stop racism. So to keep racism from happening, you're going to encourage people to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Encourage people to yell like bad words and bad statements at people.
You gotta
Yeah.
think
And they
though,
just have to take it, and they haven't done anything wrong.
Nothing. Yeah.
Wait, but
That's nuts.
Can I just devil's advocate? You got to think these are trained educators.
Ah,
So I mean, they
that's
got to have
hilarious.
some. They got to have thought of this.
Bro,
a
that's
little.
not in a
But
book
they're
somewhere. That's not like an approved.
This is somebody
fucking-
going, I know better.
Yeah,
You know?
that's someone stepping way out of line and imposing their own radical leftist
My
ideas.
And
four-year-old
then no one could go, "Hey, I don't want to do that," because then you're like a bigot.
Yeah.